We've got a very interesting pattern forming on the S&P 500. Hi, this is Dean Jenkins with FollowMeTrades.com, and this is the market update for the week coming up of June 18th, 2018. I'm recording this on Sunday, the 17th, Father's Day, and so shout out to all fathers. Happy Father's Day to you. So the pattern that I'm talking about is a repeating pattern in both time and price. And when we see this in a trend, quite often it can continue for quite a while. So at the beginning of this year, of course, on the S&P 500, we had this pull down, and we had a lower high, and we had a new low. So this was a downtrend, and now the original major trend was up, and it looks like this pattern has turned up, at least for the short term. But what we have going on here is a series of high, higher low, high, higher low, a new high, and there's something very interesting about these patterns, and I'll show you. So this move here, this low to high movement here, and then this low to high movement here, and then this low to high movement here. These are all very similar. My drawing wasn't perfect, but they're very similar in terms of the price that they moved and the time that it took for that move to happen. And then the pull downs were also somewhat similar in terms of price and duration. Not perfectly similar, but somewhat similar. And what we see is evidence of potentially this next leg down to this support level defined, and they've always hit support levels. Here it was the 200, here it was the Ichimoku cloud. So we could theorize with some degree of probability, much greater than 50%, that we're probably going to get a pullback to this support level, and it looks like it's already begun to roll over. So this looks like a very tradable move. Not a huge deal, and it looks like it would take a week or two like it has in the past. But again, if you know that's coming and you're using risk control, that could be a very tradable move. And who knows, it could be bigger, of course, and it couldn't happen at all. The market has patterns until it doesn't. But there's some pretty good evidence of this, and we'll also know when the pre-market session opens. And there's quite a bit of concern. Last week there was an awful lot of information the market had to digest. We had the Fed Open Market Committee meeting. Of course, we had the U.S. and North Korea summit happening, and now we have, at the end of the week, some real concerns about a trade war with U.S. tariffs and some response from trading partners. So let's look at a shorter time frame and see whether this move, if there's any evidence of its beginning yet. So here is the S&P 500, and that last move up that I talked about, starting in May through early June. There's our highs, higher lows, on and on. And there was the uptrend, but now we see something happening here that gives us a clue that maybe it's time for the pullback coming. Here's a low, here's a lower high. Price didn't go above here, and now we've got new low. And Friday late, it pulled up a little bit, but it's hitting some resistance. So we got a nice pattern of low, lower high, new low, lower high, when for the last couple of weeks it's been going higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So this is the indication of a change in trend, and that move that we looked at on the S&P 500 may be absolutely getting ready to begin. And again, that's pretty tradable. Get the right chart back up here. Here we go, that we could be turning down. We saw evidence of that potentially happening on the 60-minute chart. So I'll be watching that very closely next week, and if there's a good trade there, I'll be calling it out in my trading room and to the PIX subscribers. Let's go ahead and take a look real quick at gold. Gold has been tough. It really looked like it was going to start a new run up, but that's failed. It's under the 200-day moving average. It's putting in new lows. So we got a bit of a downtrend. Potential support coming in at about 1253. So pretty volatile on gold. Let's go ahead and take a look at oil. So oil, of course, has been in an uptrend for about a year, starting back in last July. Put in a pretty good pullback. We expect that it would retrace somewhere down into here before resuming its way up. This is lows, lower highs. Looks like it's heading for new lows. So this is somewhat expected in oil. And again, long term, we are bullish on it, but this pullback not unexpected on oil. So again, to recap, looks like pretty good evidence for a short trade, a shorter term, not a huge move, but a week or two pullback, at least in the near term, on the S&P 500. The rest of the indexes probably move very similarly. Gold's very unpredictable right now, and oil in a retracement, and it could be for a while before it then heads on back up with the original trend. As always, I welcome your feedback, your comments, your questions. I respond to every single one, and feel free to post them either on the YouTube video or on the blog webpage where this video is posted. All right, thanks. Have a great day. Trade safe, and keep the winners big, the losers small.